How's the Sunday been? What a blessing to have you connected with me on this platform. We welcome you to the last episode for the month of May. And we also want to thank God who has kept us throughout the month. 2021 is running, like somebody said, and not waiting for anyone. Seemed like a few weeks ago we were saying Happy New Year, and we're already up to the middle of the year. I know God has been faithful to us. I know God has been good to us. I know God has been kind to us. And yes, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, as the scripture lets us know. I have with me here, as you know, Mr. Jim and Mr. Uyi. They're connected with me. They're live here on air with me. And of course, Miss Sandra, who really never talks. Mr. Jim, how are you doing?
Very well, Dr. Nusa. Good evening to you. Good evening, dear listeners.
A very good evening. Very good evening. Mr. Uyi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Dr. Nusa. Good evening, sir.
A very good evening to you.
Good evening, Benin City.
Good evening, everyone, wherever you're listening to us from. I've got a few people tuned in from the abroad, like they say. You can tell everyone you know to join us. We are live on YouTube. Okay, we're streaming live on YouTube. Now, the beauty of YouTube is that you're able to, not only hear, you're also able to see. So if you want to see how nice looking Mr. Jim is, how corporately dressed Mr. Uyi is, and how Lord, we want to thank you for your many blessings. So many, they cannot be counted. We want to thank you for your grace and your mercies, your blessings that we enjoy, dear Lord, every day. Thank you for this platform, as it has pleased you to give to us, to connect to people, connect with people all over the world. I thank you for the many testimonies which we have received of how this program has been a blessing. Lord, I pray that you will breathe on the program today. May we say things that will help others. And at the end of the day, Lord, may you be glorified. I shall give you the glory at the end, for it all belongs to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Mr. Jim, how was your week?
God is faithful. It was not so busy, but it was busy, but less busier than the usual. It was only towards the weekend that it became a little bit
busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Mr. Uyi, how was your week?
It was a very tight one. But we stayed through, work as usual, trying to pursue and those things, and I'm glad that I did what I needed to do.
What does this program mean to you, Mr. Uyi? I know I've caught you off guard, but what does it mean to you? Yes. I mean, yourself, Mr. Jim, has been with me pretty much since the beginning, 2012, when we were at that other station. And what does it mean? We are in next year. We are going to be celebrating 10 years on air. Yes, 2012, April.
Oh, yeah, that was a decade.
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating a decade on air. And if I want to do the math, how many hours we've been on air? 540 weeks times 24, times 2. That tells us about how many hours we've been on air. What does it mean? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's been an avenue to reach out to people out there. Following footsteps and your leadership, I've also learned how to give 1 or 2 cancers to those who call in, like the name goes, onboarding. But like you said, when we were at that channel, we had a different name, but it's still in line of what we are doing.
I feel I'm going to do this with you and Mr. Jim today.
Okay.
I think the both of you are going to be my, we're going to talk about in the aspect of marriage. You are not married, but Mr. Jim is married.
Yeah.
Mr. Uyi is on the verge of, getting married. So we want to look at, in these 10 years since you've been on the program, what are the things, what are some of the things that you have personally learned from, this platform in being a married man, or how it has played and affected, your marriage. We're going to get into it. This week, my week was very beautiful. Busy. My daughter asked me, when do you eat? Her first question will always be, have you eaten? That's always her first question, after she's greeted, of course, but then she will say, have you eaten? And, So, this week was very beautiful for me. Yesterday, I went by the barbers, and I met some very, very interesting people. Very interesting people. We had conversations that centered, around relationships and marriages and all of that. Both of them are named Stanley. Okay, Stanley TQ, and of course, Omoregbe Stanley. We talked about a whole lot of things. In fact, one of them paid for my haircut without me knowing. Very kind of him, very, very kind of him. When the barber told me someone's paid for your haircut, and when I had conversations with them, I came to realize that there are people, Mr. Jim, who still want to be good husbands, who still want to, make their relationships about pleasing, their spouse. There are people who are still willing to learn. One of my mantras is always learn, unlearn, relearn. That's one of my philosophies by which I live. We have to, there are certain things we learned. Mr. Jim, there are a lot of things we were taught, even educationally, that we have to unlearn. You would understand these things when you travel. Like when you're now in the abroad, all the things you learned, it's not like almost waste of 4 years, as it were. And then you have to start, learning new things and all of that. But we're always learning. If you get a new phone, you're learning to use it.
Yes.
If you buy a new car, you're learning to drive it. It's okay. You get into a new environment, you park to a new place, you're learning the environment. Yeah. We're even told in Christianity, Jesus said, learn of me. So we are learning. It's just unfortunate that a lot of people do not apply same principles to their relationships. They do not apply same principles to their marriages or to the relationships that they're in. There are a lot of people, they feel, Mr. Uyi, that there's nothing for them to learn. What they know is the best way that they should go about things. So we had very beautiful conversations. To Stanley, I want to say a very good evening to you. I know you're listening. They told me they were going to listen to the program today. You're listening, and I want to say hello to a little girl. Her name is Ose. I ran into her where I was fixing something, and we got talking, and I talked to her about the faith, and her dad is a pastor, and we talked about, the faith and all of that. I encouraged her in her walk with the Lord. So I'm excited, Mr. Jim, that God finds us worthy to be instruments in his hands, to use. I haven't said that. As I was going to talk to Mr. Jim, there are a few things I'm really passionate about. I want to try to bring to the program. I want to talk about mental health. It's something I really want to pay attention to, mental health. I want to bring a mental health specialist to come, and on the show and talk about mental health. Now, in Africa, our concept of mental health is the person is mad. So when people have maybe psychological breakdowns and things like that, and we tell them, visit a psychiatric hospital, the first thing is that I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Our notion, our idea of mental health, okay, is very, 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 very archaic. Okay, we think that mental health means that you've removed your clothes and you're in the streets. That means you're that's when people but we go through, things can cause us mental problems, depression, the state of the country. Many people are going through mental problems, but they don't even know. Okay, now when people can't take care of their families, they can't give their children, their families, yes, quality food. They see their children in rags. They're not able to provide. Their children are sitting down and crying. They've not eaten. Now, such parents, you don't even know the amount of mental stress that it puts on them, and what that does to your psychic, your physique, your psyche. So people don't even know the connections between mental health and physical well-being. A lot of people do not know the connections. So I want to, fix a program, and then, one of our shows around that, and then would, perhaps be able to bring out some more information. Also, I will be having Bishop Febb and his wife, Reverend Laurie, on the show, and also we'll be having Reverend Benson Ahigbe and his wife, Pastor Mrs. K. They're going to be with us on the show. So, we've got a lot, within the next few weeks. It's going to be a busy time for us on the platform. Mr. Jim, 10 years, almost 10 years. What has this platform been to you?
Thank you, Dr. Nasawa. I think the driving force for me has always been my personal philosophy. I created my Facebook account over 10 years ago, and I've only had one bio there, and that is to leave the world better than I met it. And the Obodin show has given me that platform, that opportunity to contribute to the lives of everyone. It has been a place of learning, it has been a place of unlearning, and it has been a place of relearning. The Obodin show has made me a better husband, a better father, a better man, so I don't think the history of my life will be told without the Obodin show. It has given me a unique opportunity that I don't think would have been available otherwise outside of the show, and I'm grateful for that. So it has.
Mr. Jim, when I hear you talk like that, it's very interesting. I wanted to talk to you, about this. When it comes to counseling, marriage, as it were, marriage counseling, it is not big in this part of the country yet for people to go visit a counselor and sit and talk with them about their marriage. Why do you think so, Mr. Jim?
Practically because of our culture. We have other avenues of seeking solution to challenges in our marriages. Hence, we don't see the need for a counselor. Before now, the parents, they used to play this role, but the society has fast evolved that now life is no longer as communal as it were before. Before, you will go to your dad's or your mom's to seek counsel. But now, it could be living thousands of miles away from your parents, and you now find it difficult bringing them in. And others, they,
do you
for
think,
one reason or
Mr.
another,
Jim, do you think that distance has anything to do with this, or the misconception that this generation, for me, I believe that I don't know if I want to agree that maybe because parents are living afar. I think that this generation, they think that they kind of know everything, and they don't see the reason or the need to they feel like nobody wants to be vulnerable. Allow me use that term. Nobody really wants to be vulnerable. In talking to somebody, Mr. Oyi, you become vulnerable.
Yeah.
So it seems like, people are now going to know you in your weakness, as it were, and, so everybody wants to remain and be seen as the macho, man who's got everything under control, everything is just perfect, my marriage is good. So if I go and talk to somebody about my issues in my marriage now, it's going to seem like, I'm failing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people have that mentality. That's why a lot of people don't want to talk to somebody. Okay, but I see that in talking, what you don't see, okay, especially someone with a lot of experience, they'll be able to help you see what you can't see or what you're not seeing. Don't you think so, Oyi?
Yeah, sure. But like you said, this is part of the world in which we live. The way we are brought up, family has always been the center of our society. Mm-hmm. And truth is, actually in life, that's how it is called. Family is the basic unit of any society, any country. The family center. And here in Africa, the way we are raised, our culture, our custom is always the family. That's why you still see when some things come off. The man, especially the man, is always likely to call. And even the woman call her mother first. I think Children's Day was just celebrated some few days back, and some people's WhatsApp status actually carried a message that for those men who, whenever you have issue with your wife, the first person you call is your mom. Happy Children's Day. It was funny.
Well, that is one of. They are also apart from, as you rightly said, the communal lifestyle. Now we have evolved socially. We have evolved, and that conservative nature is still there.
Yeah.
So we carry men, for example. The marriage system is no longer how it used to be.
That's true.
It has evolved.
Yeah.
The marriage relationship has evolved, but we still want to use the approach of
yesteryears,
the 1800s, and you now say in those days, my papa, my mama,
So to the matter.
you keep making reference, forgetting that it has evolved. So other factors are now at play. They don't consider those factors. For example, a man who sits at home and demands 100% from the woman, domestically, he does not do anything at home, and still, when there is a financial need in the house, he wants the wife to contribute. When there is a domestic need, it is the wife's problem. When there is any need, he still needs the woman to bring in the 50%. But when it comes to respecting the man as a man, it is the woman's 100%. It's your job to cook. It's your job to do this. You have to carry the children. You have to wash. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to. And he still wants the woman to contribute when he's broke. And you want this woman to act exactly the same way your mom
acted to your father,
always acted to your dad, without taking into consideration other factors that has changed.
Mr. Jim, as you're talking, I'm listening and I'm processing what you're saying. And then I look at the scriptures. The woman is actually a helpmeet.
Yes.
Now, the job belongs to the man.
Yes.
She's actually coming to help.
Yes.
Okay, now we kind of make her not the helper. Now, many men do not understand the power of helping out in the home. What it does to your wife, what it does to your spouse. I'm talking to men now. Many people do not understand. Now, today is Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you both went to church. Okay. You came back. Now you are sitting down in the living room, your legs crossed,
Watching a replay.
watching, a replay of Champions League final. Now aired yesterday. You are watching the replay,
Yes.
and then your child, your little toddler, walks up to you, and you say,
Go
"Go and meet your mommy."
And his mom is cooking.
And the mommy is in the kitchen.
My kitchen is very hot.
Kitchen is very. You are following. You are following up, Mr. Jim. You are following up. The kitchen is very hot. Mommy is trying to fry fish.
Yeah.
With the chances of the hot oil spilling over and hurting the child. So she says, "Go to daddy," and you get to, and you say, "Go and meet your mommy. What's wrong with you?" And then she's back and forth, and at some point she's confused.
Yeah. And she begins to shout at the children,
child.
and they are still like, "Why you they shout? Why you they shout for her? You know nothing as small picking. Why you they shout for her? Now small picking they shout for like this. Then people hear you. They say na adult now. I bet enter kitchen make cook for me."
Exactly. And then this night,
he will still come back again.
This night, when she finished cooking,
after all the stress,
you will now say,
"Dessert.
Come here.
Yes.
What are you doing? Where are you?"
That's like
There are people who still do that.
not young marriages.
Now, it's important. I might say it jokingly. I've always believed my method or my philosophy has always been the both of you, share or take on, not necessarily share. I don't want to use the word share. So it looks like you have to do this. You both of you, out of love and respect for each other, you take on, the responsibilities. Of course, I have heard men say, if you do that to a woman, they will take you for a ride. They will not tell you. Well, we all have that, But if you have a sensible woman who knows that you're coming in, to help, you're trying to make her life easier, she would always appreciate you. She would always appreciate you. When I'm at home with my family, what?
I would have wanted to play an audio recording, a conversation between two ladies.
Okay.
All right. This lady was calling the other lady and was reporting her boyfriend, that her boyfriend is too nice. In pidgin, he said, "He too dey beg. I go do something, he go beg. He go do me something, he go beg. Every small thing, he go beg. I don't want that, my sister. I beg. He too soft. I not feel follow that kind of person. Every small thing you dey beg. God forbid, though, man. You have to. I will play it after the show, so you hear. She was so passionate, but she saw it as a weakness.
It's not natural for a man to be like
yes. This is not a post that somebody could write. This is a voice recording, as in audio message, WhatsApp audio message.
And why do you think that is?
Because of her, it could be a lot of factors, but her background is
the
key.
kind of men she has always had in her life.
Is key in it.
Do you get the kind of men she has always had? Now, a woman who grows up with her dad and mom, and the only kind of relationship she has ever seen is that her mom
always begs
always, even when the man is wrong.
Yes. That you want to say apologize and
yes. Yes. You understand? I had a conversation this week with somebody, and I asked the person. I was trying to talk to the person, and I asked him, "Do you understand why your wife is upset? Have you bothered to sit down and think, why is my wife upset?" The issue is not that she is upset. It is, why is she upset? And then we talked to a point where he saw why she was upset. He saw where he had gone wrong. And when that happens, it becomes easy for him to say, okay, I'm sorry because I didn't do right. But not until you get a man to that point, he will always hold his ground that he has done nothing wrong and expect her to come beg him. Now, she might continue to beg, but there's something you are doing. You are killing the relationship between the two of you. Because there are many men and women who are in relationships, quote and unquote, they think they're in a relationship, but it's a one-sided, because she is not in a relationship where a woman cannot air her views. A relationship where the woman cannot say, I'm upset about this. A relationship where a woman does not have the right to express herself. That's no relationship. That's no relationship at all. The relationship between a slave and a master. Okay, where the master says, my word goes, whether it's right or wrong. That's the relationship that very many people have with their husbands at home. And then imagine a woman who has that relationship with the husband at home, and then she goes somewhere, maybe work, and she sees a man who talks nicely to her, who appreciates her, who commends her, who tells her, beautiful things. There's some men they've not told their wife, you are beautiful. Some women have not heard it from their husbands. There are women who, when you say, when was the last time your husband said to you, I love you, they would laugh like, but leave that one, I forget, no, it's not old people. It's not old people. There are men, my generation, I'm talking about men, my generation, who think being emotionally expressive indicates weakness.
That is not manly.
Yes. Yes. There are men who still feel that, being vulnerable means weakness. So they have to have a show of strength all the time. They have to be the man's man. They have to be the macho. So being vulnerable, because before you can be able to say, I'm sorry, you are putting yourself in a vulnerable state. You're being vulnerable. But not very many men want to be that. Now there are men who are, okay, one of the guys I talked with yesterday at the bar, he was like, man, this is the kind of person I would like to associate with. Somebody who says the kind of things I want to hear. But there are men who, in their main clique, they tell themselves, your wife talk to you that way. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My wife can never dare. My wife can never dare talk to me that way.
Yeah.
And then a man who left the house, very nicely connected, calm, will come back and all of a sudden becomes bossy. Where's the food? It only stems from somewhere. They've heard something.
Yes.
They've heard something. Yeah. A man who suddenly comes home and then is now trying to be
assertive.
Yes.
Authoritative.
Yes. He has heard something.
From his clique.
Yes. Somebody probably have said, this is how I relate to my wife.
And sometimes
that's where I wanted to
forced.
That's where I wanted to land. Most of these warriors, beer parlor warriors.
That's the name, beer parlor warriors.
Most of them. I'm not saying what at least the ones that I have interacted with that used to say, oh wow. Once they get home, once you see them with their wife, you begin to, most of the time, because what I do, I observe them. That's the best way to know people. You observe them in their natural environment. When they don't know you are watching.
Yes.
That's how quick you can really look deep. And you just see it that this man, he cannot do. Once he will say anything, no, he will just do it, and the woman will just, when the woman looks like, and she will just look you and just do what you said, but that look is, man, okay, you understand? And when immediately after that he tries to do something that will appease the woman.
So are you saying that some of them lead these men to go home and be difficult with their own wives when they get home and they don't have such relationship?
They think that if they position themselves
by saying that,
yes, by saying that amongst them, they'll be seen as strong men, as alpha males. That if they say that, sometimes I don't want to get problem with my wife. I beg.
Just let us slide.
If you hear men that always say, I don't want to get problem with my wife, I beg, at the go house, they are happier, a lot happier. You see all those Rambo, they don't even have a home to go to, so they want to even destroy other people's home so that they can have people that they will gather together
and be drinking,
yes, and be having that life. So they will go home by 11 p.m. There were times when I used to, those things were not, I saw it as normal, like you're a man now, you're a man, you can hang out. But now I look at not being home. I'm not on the highway, I'm not traveling, I'm not in the church, I'm not in a meeting. By 8 p.m. I'm not with my family. Where am I? I'm not on my way home. Where am I? What am I doing? You understand? So it's not most of the people who say those things, they say it under the influence, they lie, they cook up stories. I was thinking a few days ago, if you are not ready to be understanding, you can never have a happy home.
What's your definition of understanding?
Understanding is compromising, condescending for the sake of satisfaction. So if you know that on a normal day you know go try this thing we try, so but because they live in a normal day again, you want make she happy, make yourself get rest of mind. You now allow, you now permit.
It's very good when you say that, Mr. Jim. I was talking with a couple this week. I think I've mentioned it on this platform before. I was talking with a couple this week, and they asked me, Dr. Nusa, what would you say is the number one rule? What would you say is give us, a rule for success in marriage? And I told them, my rule is being selfless.
By pleasing the other, you often say.
Yes. If you make your life about pleasing your wife, and she makes her life about pleasing you, that marriage must work. There is nothing, anybody, no devil, let Lucifer, the one that is called the devil and the Satan, all together militate against your marriage. Once you are selfless, let every married person listening to me hear this. When And if you are selfless in your relationship, making your relationship your life's purpose about pleasing God and your spouse. That's it. God and your spouse. Okay. This is the secret that I have come to find, that I have come to use. I will inconvenience myself for my wife. I would starve for my wife. I would deprive myself for my wife. Now, I have done this for a while. So lately, I noticed that she's doing it back, and it gives me a certain kind of satisfaction. She's like, I got this for you. I got this for you. I want to make it about you. What would you like? And I'm saying, well, when I'm pursuing what she likes, and she's pursuing what I like. Now, there's nobody can get in between the two of you. The day you start getting selfish, why would you talk to me like that? Since when did you start talking to me like that? She's only trying to pass a point. Let your egoistic self out of the way. Get your egoistic self. That word ego is from the Greek word ego, to mean me. That's what it means. Self, me. Ego. We are talking, the Greek says ego. Ego means me, I want to. So, when you say, your ego, it's talking about you. So, in relationships, for relationships to work, you need to get your egoistic self. Egocentric self. Self-centered self. Now, Mr. James, you can stay out of the house. You can come home by 12 midnight, staying with your buddies in the drinking spot. Okay. Now, your wife tells you she wants to go and see someone, to see a friend, and all your tentacles
comes up.
Go. Like, you go nowhere. Stay at home. Okay. Why not take her with you? Take her with you to the place. Yeah, your buddies, your mates will call you a woman, or you have to bring your wife here.
any guy that calls me a woman rapper,
bro, that's what we are now. Oh yeah, are you not a woman rapper?
I leave you. It's not even because what you are saying. You are just being myopic.
Excuse me. Is there no man who's not a woman rapper? Where did you come out from? The woman rapped you.
At the beginning or in the beginning?
At the beginning,
that's
in the present, and the future.
That's intellectual.
Somebody is saying to me, to take your wife to the beer parlor. No.
Okay.
No. Why go there at all? No. No, we need to understand.
You can't start it like that. When you do the approach of why go there at all,
yes.
You are not, you don't want to solve the problem.
Now people need to understand what I'm saying. People need to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying when you can spend time away from your family.
Yes.
Okay. Now she cannot. You are being unfair.
Yeah.
You are being unfair. Instead, share those times with her. The both of you share it. This life is short too.
Very short.
70 or 80.
Very
The
short.
scripture says.
Very short.
This life is short. Those your buddies, your friends, if it's set for you just now, everybody will leave you. It is still the woman that will tend to your wounds.
So I did one so.
Yes.
2 tenths.
It is still this woman that will tend to your wounds. The woman is the one that will still that she will still not sleep at night. She will still take care of you. She will still. Okay, the phone lines are open.
The first responder.
The phone lines are. She's always the first
She's
responder.
always the first responder.
The woman is always the first responder.
That's what I call women. They are the first responder too.
Good or bad.
Anything,
Yes, sir.
they are the first responder.
When your foolish ways pays you,
Yeah.
She's the one at the receiving end. You cannot control your wants and desires.
She's
the one that will. The phone lines are open. Yes, a man can have some time with his bodies, but not at the detriment, not mean detrimental to their marriage. That's what somebody says. Yeah, yes, a man can have some time with his bodies. 070 62 63 9275 09039394427 and 0812-178-9154. Now, we announced last week that today we are in the place of prayers, all of the young people. For those of you who have joined us, the bridge over a year now in the place of prayers, they've already started. They're almost an hour into the place of prayers from 6 to 6 a.m. in the morning for 12 hours. They're going to be praying. So I'm going to be joining them as soon as I leave this place. If you can still make it to kilometer 10, Benin Abraka Expressway, right after the Ikpoba Oka Local Government Secretariat, come join us. We're going to be there until morning praying. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Okay.
And I want to celebrate everyone who came out yesterday.
Yeah, it was very beautiful.
For the business seminar. Thank you for coming. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome to Again the Show.
Okay, I'm Patrick Ghanaian. Coming from Bina. I would want you to give me the venue of the place of play. I'm trying to locate it. I'm finding it difficult.
Where are you now?
I'm around 10.
Okay, just get on the bus that is going to Idogbo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's along the road. When you get to, on the way to Idogbo, when you get to the Ikpoba Local Government Secretariat, after the Ikpoba Local Government Secretariat, just look to your left. You would see the Living Christ Gospel Ministries. You can't miss it. It's right along the road.
What is the name of the ministry?
The Living Christ Gospel Ministries.
Okay, the Living Christ. Okay, sir. All right, thank you.
All right. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's your name? Okay. If you call and they, I would like for you to reduce or lower the volume, or if possibly just switch off your radio completely. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Your line is really busy. Call back. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello? Well, it's not raining out there, so when you call, please just try to... hello, good evening. Hello? Hello? Your line is really, really faint, sir. Your line is bad. Hello, good evening. Hello? What's happening? Like it's the engineer. Hello, good evening. Oh boy. Okay, we're checking. The lady engineer has gone to check whatever
is responsible.
Okay, 0812-178-9154, 09039394427, and 07062639275. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. What's your name?
I want to remain anonymous.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, during the beginning of the program, you mentioned about maybe kids like maybe responding to their parents' advice, something like that.
Yes.
But I don't know. Okay, for example, now concerning faith, maybe you are like maybe of a different faith with your family, maybe in the long run. I don't know. Taking advice from your parents. I don't know if it's like
when you say you are of the same, you have a different faith. What do you mean? You're talking about denomination.
No, not faith. Maybe you are a Christian and maybe your parents is a Muslim.
Yes. Now, there are advices that borders on morals. There are advices that borders on faith. There are advices that borders on experience. Okay, you have to be able to separate both. You have to be able to separate. Okay, if somebody tells you be nice to your husband or be nice to your wife, that is not necessarily a faith advice. Okay, that is a moral advice. But if somebody tells you, I don't want you to pray again, and now you know they are tampering and they are going into your own values as you know in your faith. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Can you speak up for us? What's your name?
Jonathan.
Okay, Jonathan. What can we do for you this evening?
Yes, I was already talking about house chores between couples at home, like doing house chores.
Being what? House chores.
Domestic. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't really get it. Like, I'm this kind of person. I do feel athlete. Like, it's not like going out to a club or stuff like that. But I do like maybe sometimes I 10 minutes from work and my wife will be like, "Come and assist me. Come and do this," and I'm tired. So I really want you guys to elaborate more.
What does your wife? What does your wife do, sir? Does your wife work?
Okay, she. But sometimes she's not working.
No, hold on.
She's learning of trade.
Okay, excuse me, sir. She works, right?
Yes.
So, when does she get home?
Sometimes she gets home like maybe 6.
6 in the evening.
Yes.
When do you get home?
I do get home like 9 or maybe 10.
Okay. And when you get home, she wants you to help.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes you're tired.
Yes, and I'm tired.
Okay. Are you tired every day?
Yeah, every day. I don't go to work every day.
No, what I'm saying is, yes.
But sometimes when I'm at home, I just like do some chores.
I understand that you are tired every day. I mean, but there are days, that you go beyond, you do more. Do you understand?
Okay.
You do more, you try. You let your wife know that, yes, you are tired, but you are willing to help. Now, something else just came to me, Mr. Jim. Do you know there are women who do not understand the scope of the job, of the husband's job? Mm-hmm. It is important that I don't take her, if it's possible for you to take her to your workplace so she sees what your day is like. But if it's not possible, tell her about your day.
As detailed
as you can. Now, what that does for you is that she becomes empathetic. She sees what your day is like. And then when she knows your schedule, as it were, she knows what to expect or what to demand of you. Now, a situation where, she does not know what you do, she does not know your job description, she does not know the demand the job places on you, she does not know anything. Okay, now she gets home, she would expect you to help out. Or it doesn't make sense, Mr. Jim?
Of course, it completely makes sense. There are sometimes, there's a very particular aspect of my job when I go out to work, especially when I'm handling a job myself, and my wife is aware that I'm going for that job, and she'll call me at a particular hour of the day, and she will ask me, "Are you done with this phase of the job?"
Because she knows.
Because she knows that is the most difficult aspect of it. So once I say yes, I'm done, we say, thank God. Let me say, almost done the round up with that. I'll now say yes. You don't eat. So when I now get home,
She also knows that once I go out and my day is very, very cumbersome, when I come back, I don't want to eat chew.
You want to swallow?
I want to swallow.
You don't have the patience.
I don't. I just want to swallow. So when she already knows that this man's day is going to be very, very busy, she knows what to prepare. So it helps a lot when you communicate. It's also part of communication. You know, it's also part of communication. If you don't communicate with.
Now you are bringing us to a key aspect.
Yeah.
How many people communicate as they should in the relationship they are in? I know relationships where the man will not talk to the woman.
Can you still call that a relationship? How are they related?
It's supposed to be a marriage relationship.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand when I say they are not talking. They are not talking does not mean
they are quarreling.
They are quarreling.
Beefing each other.
You know, he comes in and he says good morning, and then and I hope you slept well. And he walks.
That's question and answer relationship.
Yes.
Yes.
They answer themselves in monosyllables.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No.
But they do not converse. They do not talk.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, how did your day go? So what happened? Oh wow. I would usually ask my wife, so how was it on the job today? And whether I want to listen or I don't want to listen, the fact that she tells me how it went. When a man asks his wife, so tell me, how was your day today? The woman will pour out how the day was. You know, and she will pour it out. Now, Jim, that makes her feel important. Really, it makes a woman feel important. When she's very expressive. So she wants to tell you how her day was. And then, oh really? Are you sure? That man, why did the man do that now? Oh my God. I will ask the questions. Now, do I know that person? No, I'm not conversing for that person. I'm talking for my wife. At the end of the day, she feels like because she has told you her day, she's made you a part of her day. She's made you, a part of her day. But you come in, you go home. You come in, you go home. You get home, you eat. This pikin never bath. Why never bath? You don't feel go bath by yourself. That's it. That's it.
My mama not feel bad for me.
Then yes, and then in the night, because she didn't work for night, she will not call her to come and work for night, and then that's it. Many people, even sex for them is not part of.
It's just a duty.
Is part of satisfying again self.
Wow.
For many people, sex in a relationship is not intimacy. It's not communion. You know how I like in the scriptures when the Bible use two different terms for the same act. The Bible will often say, and he lay with her.
And he knew her.
And then the Bible will often say, and he knew her. Now, these two things, they describe the same act. But it means different. Okay? When you are intimate with somebody you love, you know it's a process of knowing.
Bonding.
It's a process of bonding. It's a process of growing. Okay? Many people, they just lay with themselves in the relationship they are in.
Yeah.
So it's now a physical act. But being intimate, having fellowship, you understand? Having fellowship within fellowship. You sit down, you talk, you look into each other's eyes, you hold hands, you play, you massage, you stroke, you talk, many people do not have it in their relationships. Okay? And then there's somebody out there who does it for you. See, there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
Out there who does it.
There's a problem.
Oh, serious. I don't want to hear that one. No.
There's somebody out there who does it for you. And I also, if I need to talk to women, you need to know you have competition.
Most women don't know.
You need to know you have competition. Some women, they don't even know how to give attention to their husbands. They don't know how to be nice to their husbands. Things have become so familiar at home, they've taken out, the spontaneity, as it were, out of their relationship. They've become very, very familiar. So you talk to him a certain kind of way, you relate to him a certain kind of way. The last time you said, "Oh, my handsome man," you can't remember the last time. It's either "Hey, John, yeah, John," and then when they go outside, they have somebody who gives them the look.
Yeah.
Like, are you losing weight?
This shirt is nice.
You're losing weight. Oh, his shirt is nice. And then he feels
How you see the lose weight?
Don't you observe
It now
now?
begins to
like he
consider.
feels noticed.
Yes.
Do you know many people are obscured in their own relationship? They are not noticed. They are not seen. No matter how much she dresses, the man does not see her.
You're no longer that special someone.
No,
Oh.
the man does not see her anymore. She will do a nice makeup. She will do her hair. She will dress nice. The man don't even notice. Like, your shoes looking nice. Now, when she comes out of the house, it puts her in a mood. My husband sees me. My husband notices me. My husband knows I'm here. Okay, but you will compliment other people outside. You will compliment other girls, and your wife will even be standing there
You are complimenting.
and you are complimenting.
That's treason.
And she will not be shouting for the children. You will not be asking her, waiting, don't be this smart. Why they shout for her? She is reacting to you, not to your uncomplimentary attitude towards her. She herself does not know that that's why she's reacting to the
Yes.
children the way she's reacting to the children.
Yes.
So you just begin to wonder, why your mood just changed? What did they do you? Are you okay? And she's telling you, I'm
you
fine.
go to visit your own people and your wife is there, and you sit there while somebody says to your wife, you just the fat anyhow. You sit there. You, the husband, your sister says to your wife, you go watch what you they eat. Oh, you watch what you they eat. All this your fatness, not too much. Or somebody says,
That's very common.
Yes, now.
or somebody says, I say you dey chop my brother money.
I finish my
I
brother
finish
money.
my brother money.
Why a boo?
What if you put in the form of a joke?
There's no, I don't allow.
I said, sorry. How there is when
No,
Reverend Larry, well, the last time she was with us, okay, no, before the last time, she talked about the approach.
Yep.
Whether the approach is sandwiched
Oh.
or, as I will call the other one, akara wished,
Yeah.
it does not matter. The content remains the same.
Somebody should not tell you. Somebody should not. There are things
It's not
somebody
that
should
joke.
never say to your wife.
It's your wife, your wife.
Yes, so you should caution them. So you'll be surprised your wife will not want to visit with
Next time.
your people, and you
Yeah.
don't know why she doesn't want
Yes,
to.
you now say that
You
she
don't
doesn't
get.
like
She doesn't like you
my family
because each time she gets there, she feels demeaned.
Yeah.
She feels undermined. She feels reduced. And what do you do about it? As a husband, what do you do about it? You don't do nothing. Yeah, there are things your mother, as a man, should never say to your wife in your presence. She might say it in your absence. She might say it in your absence when you are not there. Okay? But there are things she should never, ever say in front of you to your wife as a man. Vice versa. Your husband goes to visit your people, and your people are very wealthy, and then they start talking down your husband. You should let them know, hey, listen to me. If you want to see me again, I know the conversation I had with my mom the day we got married. I know the conversation I had with my mom. I love my mom to shreds. Okay? But right now, the most important person in my life now is not my mom. And it's not I'm not saying it in a derogatory. It is like the man would say, it is what it is.
what it is. It's simple.
Do you understand? But your wife comes with you to your own house. And how do they respond to your wife? How do your people talk to your wife? How do your people? And what do you do as a man? What do? You do nothing. And then, she doesn't want to go there anymore. She starts reacting, poorly to your mother, and you say she's disrespectful. Yeah. You need to dig deep a bit and find out, are there underlying, reasons why she's doing the things, that she's handling. I've met, mothers who talked down the wives of their sons under the guise of Okunbieno. I've met mothers who, and I've cautioned a lot of them. It's very, very common in this part of, the country. Says, he's marrying my son. So I would tell her, why that is true, your approach. If you honor her, if you respect her, she will in turn respect you. If you give her the value, the worth that is due her, she in turn will not play with you. Okay? But if she comes in and you talk down on her, you disrespect her, she's gonna react. One day she will say something to you.
She's human.
She will say something to you and everywhere will cast. I'm going to take a quick break and come back for the last. It's 12 minutes past the hour of 7 already. We're going to take a quick break and then come back. I'm going to open the phone lines to talk more with you for those of you who would like to call in. It's Unburdened Live Show with Dr. Nosa. Stick with us. My name is Dr. Nosa, the host of Onboarding, the live show. I'm going to need your support to keep the show going. If you would love to help us stay on air, please call this number 080-5847-5402. You can issue a check in favor of Onboarding, that is spelled UNBURDEN, or pay into the UBA account. The account number is 101-945-0121. Thank you very much.
Unburden your fears.
Isn't it amazing how life is one thing and then in an instant it becomes something else?
Unburden your sorrows.
How am I supposed to decide this?
Unburden your troubles.
Someone just talk to me, please, just help me.
I'll be the one if you want me to.
When you feel downcast and rejected and you have something on your mind, you need someone to confide in. Unburden it all with Dr. Nosa.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Unburden with Dr. Nosa on KUFM, Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m.
Stay. Say something.
We are back. It's still Onboarding the live show with Dr. Nosa, and great to have you on with us on the program. Thank you so much for making us part of your Sunday every Sunday. I want to say thank you to Informa Analike. I want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Mabel Edame. I want to say thank you very much to Joshua Onosayinwo, who made donations to the Onboarding account to keep the program live on air. If you would like to be with us on the program, if you would like to sponsor by way of contributing or by way of advertising on this program, we are open and available for you to advertise your goods and services. Now, you know that we go very far. We are a widely listened show in the South. So you know that your goods and services that you air and advertise on our platform goes far and wide. So this is how we keep the program on air. Okay, your contributions, your adverse placements, and everything you do on the program is what we use to keep the program on air. KUFM has been very, very generous. We do need money to keep the program on air. So I expect everyone, I would join you to please help us whichever way you can. Somebody's asking me a question. What is your perspective about a Muslim religion? Is it wrong for a Christian girl to marry a Muslim man? We said just now, there are certain things that should not mix. Now, you can't mix oil and water. No matter how much you try to, mix it, you can only mix oil and oil. You can mix water and water. Okay, you mix oil, and because you may not have issues at the beginning. Okay, now if the person is there are some others who are not like, they're not really practicing Muslims. They just they're just by religion on paper. Okay, that they are Muslims. They're not practicing Muslims. But as a Christian, I advise people, Scripture lets us know that there is no connection, okay, between light and darkness. It's not I don't say it, it's not heavy for me to say. It's not derogatory, okay? I'm not trying to say they are bad people. I don't have a problem with, but you need to know that for you, there are certain things you should not be able to do, okay? Because you're going to have issues about it, okay? You're going to definitely have big issues about it. And then why put yourself in a place where, you become a temptation for your own self, for your own faith? You should be careful about that. All right. Yeah, what kind of question is that somebody asked? Anyways, the phone lines are open. 07062 639275. If you are falling in love, fall out of it. 09039394427. 0812-178-9154. Now, people who have already married without knowing, like maybe he was not or she was not a Christian, and she was already married and she becomes a Christian. Why this person, it becomes a situation where we trust, the Lord for the salvation of the other person, of their soul. But you are a Christian. Why would you want to enter into that relationship?
Become entangled.
I don't understand.
How did it start?
Okay. 0812-178-9154. That's the first number. 0394427 and 07062639275. Hello, good evening.
No, good evening, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Gentle Saint. I want to know the SMS sign of the.
No, we do not. Okay, sorry about that. I do not use an SMS line. Hello, good evening. Okay, please, when you call, turn down the volume on your radio. Okay, turn down the volume on your radio. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Please turn down the volume on your radio. Oh, please step away from your radio and call us back. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, sir.
What's your name?
This Gift calling from Aduawa.
I didn't get your name.
Gift calling from Aduawa.
I said this is Gift calling from Aduawa.
All right, welcome, Gift. Welcome to the program. What can we do for you?
Okay, it's about the topic that I used to discuss this evening, talking about married couple, how they no longer do what they used to do for each other.
Okay. Oh, Gift, please call back. Hello, good evening.
That wasn't what we were talking about.
Well, that wasn't what we're talking about, but
It was just one of those things.
we were just saying that, you should you should help out.
Learn to be selfless.
Yes. You should be selfless. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Yeah. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello. I'm saying I'm going from
I didn't get your name, sir.
Hello. Gentle, calling from
Okay, Gentle, you called back. Yes, go ahead.
I don't have the SMS line of the show. For the show.
Yeah, I just told you, sir, Gentle. We don't use SMSs on the phone. We take phone calls directly.
Okay, I tell you, reading messages. You from the Facebook page, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's okay. All right, Gentle. If you would want to send me a message, you have to send me one on WhatsApp. Okay, it's 080-58-47-5402. Again, 080-58-47-5402. You can send a WhatsApp message. I'll try to get through it and I'll read it. All right. I know a lot of you are trying. The phone line is really busy this evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, Harmony.
I didn't get your name, sir.
Harmony.
Harmony. How are you doing, Harmony?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. So, what can we do for you tonight?
That statement I had, that religion and marriage. You see, I think that when there is love, religion has nothing to do with it. Because love covers all. Love will cover all. When a man and woman love each other, I don't think religion can have a problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Harmony, for your opinion.
Thank you very much.
Christian, that those things are not important. In that kind of situation, what do you do?
So you will sometimes try to preempt the compliment, and yet he does not do it.
Yes.
Okay. Did you talk to him about it? Have you talked with him about it?
I've been saying that kind of thing is really important. So, because I don't know that we are fine. That's why the way is fine. Even if I say it, my guy say it, all those kind of things.
Yeah, you tell him why it's important for you to hear it, what it means to you. You tell him it makes you feel good, it makes you feel important, it makes you feel treasured, it makes you feel valued. Talk to him. That's why he's your husband. Talk to him. Let him know this is how it makes me feel. Sometimes men don't give compliments because they don't know the effect it also has on women. Don't you think so, Mr. Chim?
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes it's just completely out of ignorance.
Yeah.
Out of ignorance. Their wife looks beautiful. They look at the woman. They appreciate her. Yes, within. But just for him to open his mouth to say, "You look beautiful. Wow, this color,
It's nice.
is nice.
Looks good on you.
Looks good on you," and it just becomes out of mind to say it. But within, they are happy. They respond to the lady a particular way. That is their own way of saying,
Mr. Jim, these same men,
yes,
they say the same things. What you are talking about now, they say to other women.
Well,
it's not just to their wives.
For those who say to other women, reasons best known to them. But I'm just talking about those that...
I'll tell you why they do, Mr. Jim.
Okay.
They no longer see their wives. Now I need you to hear me. They compliment those other women because they see.
But why would you compliment? Okay.
Because they see the other women. They don't do that to their wives because they don't see their wives. Now, I'm not talking about now your eyes are blind or you're not seeing. I'm talking about the emotional connections they used to have. You know, your wife can wear something and she would look amazing to you.
Yes.
Because you are seeing her, which means you actually take time to admire. You look and you go, this dress sits nice on you. It's really, you're really, really beautiful on it. Now, you know that you're observing her, okay? You've gone beyond observing. You're actually, she's endearing to you. You look at her and she's, you know, she's appealing. Let me use that. She's appealing.
Because most African men don't know how to vocalize emotions.
Mr. Jim, let me correct you. They don't know how to vocalize emotions to their wives.
What about to their children?
So how do they vocalize it to the side chick?
No, children.
No, we're not bringing children in yet.
I don't see
we're
why
having the conversation. We're not about
the
children yet. Let's look at yes, the wife and the side chick, the woman outside.
I don't know about the side chick because that's why I don't. Not all men, sir. Not all men that don't fraternize, that does not fraternize with their wives, that has a side chick, that has a girl outside that they are giving those attention to. Not all men. Not all men. Not
okay.
all men.
We're not going to.
But what this is the angle I am looking at it from. Okay, there are men who want, just as you said before, wide opening, about the gentleman you met at the salon. Okay, they want to make their marriage happier. They want to make it work. They don't know how. That's why I tried bringing in the example of children. You see, we have an issue with vocalizing our emotions, with expressing our emotions. For your dad to tell you, just to tell you, I love you guys.
You know, you said something, you just reminded us about the line of conversation that we had in the salon yesterday. One guy said his dad will always say, be careful.
Be careful.
That's how he expresses.
Yes, I love you.
That's his I love you.
Yeah.
You know, you understand. Now,